Archangel Michael says, "You are about to witness something that will leave you frozen in disbelief." A man close to your situation has been walking freely, hiding his darkness behind a well-practiced smile. But heaven has drawn the line, and what he did in secret is now being brought into light. Everything is shifting, silently but swiftly, and you're not meant to miss this divine warning. There is a reason you're seeing this now and not later. It's a window into something you would never expect. He has escaped justice many times, but the countdown has already begun. The angels have been keeping quiet, watching him every time he made his moves. They recorded everything, his plans, his calls, his texts, and even the payments he thought were untraceable. Now, the trumpet has sounded, and it's time for the revelation. You are connected to this event not by accident, but because your destiny is intertwined with justice, truth, and protection. This is not just his downfall, it is your elevation, your cleansing from every chain he tried to wrap around your life. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, "You were meant to be blindsided, but divine forces stood in the way." They exposed the timeline of his steps, from his first betrayal to his last lie. You are not just a witness, you are a part of this prophecy being fulfilled now. This man, who once looked at you with calmness, is not who he claimed to be. Behind the charm, behind the well-tailored appearance, lies a heart filled with corruption. He's involved in a hidden exchange that's now under the eyes of legal authorities. There's an officer who has recently been transferred to a case that suddenly caught fire. That case involves the man, and it involves you indirectly. As the case files grow thicker, his name has now been circled in red, and he doesn't even know it yet. You're being shown this message not to panic, but to prepare. The arrest is inevitable. But your awareness of it gives you a supernatural edge. Type Amen to get blessing 444. This man's fate is sealed, but yours is being rewritten by divine fire. You were nearly a casualty of his manipulation, but someone stepped in, someone who heard the prayer you whispered in secret. That whisper reached the right ears. He had planned to drag your name through mud, to switch the blame, and to hide behind others. But a woman from his past, whom he wronged, has come forward with proof. She's not doing it for revenge, she's doing it because justice spoke to her soul. She carried an envelope that she hid for over 6 months. Now, that envelope is with someone powerful. Inside it are documents, messages, and recordings that reveal how deeply this man's treachery goes. As he walks today thinking he is safe, plans are already unfolding beneath him. A trap made not by man, but by divine hands. Type Amen to get blessing 555. There are 3 key names on the document, and one of them leads to a building you recently passed. You didn't know at that moment, but you were walking over a spiritual battlefield. That building has ties to the operations this man was leading behind a false identity. His influence has been growing, not because of truth, but because of deceit. He used people, misled the system, and dared to laugh while others cried in silence. But the clock has stopped ticking in his favor. One man in uniform, appointed by divine timing, now holds the key to this man's next destination, a holding cell. The arrest will be public, and cameras will be there. It will no longer be a secret once the cuffs click into place. That sound will be the sound of heaven's justice. And you'll know, deep down, you were warned ahead of time because God has marked you for victory. Type Amen to get blessing 636. There is something strange happening on his phone recently. Messages have been disappearing mysteriously, and calls are being monitored by someone he doesn't suspect. It's not just technology, it's angelic intervention. His web of deception includes forged signatures, money transfers, and fake stories. He is about to be exposed not only for one lie, but for dozens, each one more dangerous than the last. You were meant to be the final pawn in his game. But that story has flipped. You are no longer in danger, you are the divine observer, protected and separated. There is a person you must avoid after this arrest happens. That person will pretend to defend him. But in truth, they were a silent partner in his hidden life. Type Amen to get blessing 818. This partner has already started deleting messages, cleaning old files, and moving money. But Archangel Michael says it is too late for them. They cannot escape what is written in the scroll of justice. You will receive a sign just before the arrest. Either a sudden silence from someone you usually speak to or a strange call that lasts just a few seconds. That's your cue, it's happening. Your name will be cleared. Any lie they tried to spread against you will backfire. People who once doubted you will be forced to admit the truth. That truth will set you free in more ways than you expect. Financially, emotionally, spiritually. Type Amen to get blessing 949. This man's hands once held power over innocent people. He silenced voices with fear and manipulated hearts with false promises. But now the fire of justice has reached his feet. He is sweating. He's losing sleep. He's noticing small signs around him, a glance too long, a call not returned, a document misplaced. These are all signals from heaven that his time is up. You will be called soon, not for interrogation, but for confirmation. What you know, what you witnessed, will help align the final pieces. You don't have to say much. Your presence alone will seal it. Because heaven has already spoken. The decree has already been signed above. Type Amen to get blessing 111. This arrest will not be quiet. It will shake the region. His name will be everywhere. But your name will be spared, protected in divine secrecy. The people who once joined him will scatter. They won't defend him when the evidence is presented. They will save themselves and let him fall alone. You must remain silent and observant during that moment. Let heaven fight the rest. Let justice roar without interference. And remember, this is only the beginning. A bigger door will open for you after his chapter closes. Type Amen to get blessing 717. There is a reason this man entered your life. It wasn't for destruction, it was for your awakening. He became the storm that shook your soul into purpose. Your suffering became your testimony. Your pain became your weapon. And now, your silence becomes your victory. He is not just being arrested for what he did to you. He is being arrested for the curses he placed on others, for the trap he laid for innocent ones. You were the last one marked, but the first one saved. Now, angels rejoice, because you stood still, and you believed when no one else did. Type Amen to get blessing 424. Stay alert. Something will be sent to your home after the arrest, a paper, an offer, or a message that feels almost too good to be true. That is your reward. But read it carefully. Accept only what brings peace. Decline what smells like old pain wrapped in new clothes. This is not the time to return to the past. Move forward. You were chosen to break the cycle. This arrest isn't the end. It's the exodus. It's the release. And your name will now carry favor, not fear. Type Amen to get blessing 202. Archangel Michael says, don't waste time explaining to others. Don't try to prove what's already visible. The truth will shine by itself. You just stay grounded in your purpose. Heaven saw the nights you cried, confused, wondering why it all happened. Now, your cries have turned into trumpets. They are announcing your new beginning. Soon, you will look at his name on the news and feel no rage. You'll feel peace. Because justice without revenge is the purest form of power. You were right all along. Now the world will know. Type Amen to get blessing 353. This man thought he could control the story. He thought he was untouchable. But God allowed him to rise just enough, so the fall would be unforgettable. You will hear from someone you haven't spoken to in months. They will apologize. They will tell you they were wrong to doubt you. That's not for your ego. That's for your healing. Because it's not just about the arrest, it's about restoring your peace, your dignity, your divine path. Be still. Watch what unfolds next. It's going to be bigger than even this arrest. Type Amen to get blessing 101. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. He was never supposed to hold power over you. But heaven allowed it for one reason, to teach you the weight of your own strength. You carried yourself with grace through manipulation, deception, and gaslighting, and now it's time for your reward. The one who once tried to silence you will be silenced in front of the very people he used to impress. He will sit down and be questioned for hours, and every answer he gives will sink him deeper. You will hear of it, and you will smile, not out of pride, but out of divine justice. There is a list, and his name is not the only one on it. Others who supported him, hid his secrets, and enabled his schemes are now being watched. But he will be the first to fall, and the rest will follow in waves. You are not meant to interfere. You are not meant to warn them. The storm has already begun, and what's falling apart is not your problem, it's divine correction. Type Amen to get blessing 535. A house he visited often is now under silent investigation. Cameras have been placed there without his knowledge. Conversations he once had in whispers are now being transcribed in offices far away. The same man who once raised his voice at you in private will now have to answer questions in front of judges. His pride will be stripped down to fear, and that fear will be visible for all to see. Every move he made, thinking he was untouchable, was recorded spiritually and now physically. You're not just surviving this, you're rising because of it. You will walk into the next phase of your life carrying not pain, but prophecy fulfilled. Those who once asked you to move on will now come to you with wide eyes. Heaven is not done yet. There is still a reward on the way for the pain you silently endured. Type Amen to get blessing 292. There's a lawyer who received an anonymous file last week. That file was sent by someone who had enough of the lies. What's inside that file connects directly to the man in question, and more than that, it frees someone else from blame. This information has been duplicated and secured. Even if they try to destroy one, others exist. The truth is untouchable now, protected by divine timing. He never saw it coming. He was too busy boasting, manipulating, and pretending. But now he knows something is wrong. His energy has shifted. He's no longer sleeping well. He senses a storm is coming, but he doesn't know you already saw it first. Type Amen to get blessing 888. There is a document you once signed, and you had forgotten about it. But now, that document is being reviewed under a new lens. It's going to serve as a key piece of proof that he tampered with your rights. You were not meant to find that document again, it was meant to find you. And soon, either in a dream or through a sudden discovery, it will come into your hands again. That paper is holy. It's not just ink and signature. It holds power over the trap he set. And you will use it without fear, because you are protected from any retaliation. The man who tried to cage your name is about to lose his own name in the process. Type Amen to get blessing 123. Archangel Michael says, there is a divine countdown now ticking, and the number is smaller than you think. Before the next full moon rises, you will receive a sign so specific, so unmistakable, it will feel like thunder in your spirit. This sign may come through a slip-up, a screenshot, or an unexpected messenger. You must remain alert, not anxious, but aware. It's coming directly to you. This man's arrest will not only expose his crimes, it will also open doors that were locked because of him. There are people who didn't work with you because of his false influence. Now, those people will come back with apologies and new offers. Let them come. But only walk through the doors that feel peaceful. Don't be lured by excitement, be led by discernment. Type Amen to get blessing 434. A woman he once loved is now preparing to testify. She was silent for years out of fear. But now, she feels protected, because she saw your name and your strength. You inspired her to speak. And what she knows will crush any last thread of defense he holds. Her words are powerful because they carry years of truth buried in fear. Do not contact her. Do not reach out. Just know that heaven used your strength as a ripple that awakened her. You saved someone without knowing it. That is why your reward will not just be justice, it will be multiplication in every area of your life. Type Amen to get blessing 747. Soon, a public headline will mention something shocking, about a man whose name was always kept out of drama. That's when you'll know this message was real. That's when your spirit will remember this moment. He will try to spin it. He'll say it's all a mistake, a misunderstanding, or a personal attack. But the evidence is too heavy now. The scale has tipped. Heaven didn't just plan his fall. Heaven prepared your rise beside it. Every step of this was calculated, protected, and spiritually engineered. Do not doubt it. You were always going to win this, because you were always chosen. Type Amen to get blessing 989. People will be shocked. His allies will vanish. His money won't save him. His contacts won't defend him. Even the media will not take his side. This man's fall will be so sudden, so dramatic, it will be studied by others for years. They will wonder how someone so powerful fell so hard. But you will know, it was divine rebalancing. It's not a curse. It's a consequence. He sowed darkness. Now he will harvest judgment. And you, child of light, will walk untouched through the ashes of his empire. Archangel Michael says, rejoice silently. Let justice finish the final chapter. Type Amen to get blessing 606. His arrest will lead to your elevation in the most unexpected form. Someone will give you an opportunity linked to the space he once blocked. You will be offered access to places he tried to keep you from. But you must walk humbly. The same divine force that protected you also tests your heart. Stay wise. Stay soft. Stay obedient. The man will speak one final time before he is taken. It may be online or through someone else's voice. But his last words will not stop your rise, they will only echo the truth, that he could never destroy what God preserved. Type Amen to get blessing 818. There will be paperwork soon. A settlement. A decision. A gate opened for you. Walk through it with dignity. Let your name be restored not with noise, but with divine peace. You are now stepping into a realm of justice that generations before you never reached. You broke chains. You rewrote history. And this arrest is the physical manifestation of your spiritual victory. Never again will someone like him rise against you. Never again will fear find a home in your chest. You are now covered, uplifted, and permanently marked by heavenly favor. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, the courtroom where his name will echo has already been chosen. The seat where he will sit is already marked. The documents that hold his truth are sealed with divine fire, waiting to be opened at the right hour. You will hear whispers before the news becomes public. People will pretend they're shocked, but deep down they knew something wasn't right. They ignored the signs, but you didn't. That's why heaven has given you this message first. This arrest will unlock not just your justice, but the justice of others who were too afraid to speak. You are not just part of a personal case, you are part of a prophetic shaking. What you lived through is becoming someone else's liberation. And though you once cried in secret, now your victory will speak louder than your silence ever could. Type Amen to get blessing 636. A relative you once trusted but who sided with him will try to return to your life. They will say they didn't know. They will say they were manipulated too. But Archangel Michael says, forgive if you must, but do not forget. Your spirit has evolved. You are no longer the version of yourself that tolerated disrespect under the disguise of love. You are refined, awakened, and chosen by heaven. This man's power over your emotions ends today. His voice in your head will fade. And all the trauma he tried to plant in you will wither away as truth floods the space he once occupied. Let the healing begin with the fall of his deception. Type Amen to get blessing 525. He once laughed while you broke down. He enjoyed the illusion of control. But the days of his games are over. His lies are caving in on him like a collapsing tower. Someone with a badge will soon look him in the eye and speak the words he never expected to hear, you are under arrest. And in that moment, he will realize heaven never forgot what he did. The chains he used to bind others will now wrap around him. The mask he wore will be ripped off in full view. And your name will never be linked to his shame, it will rise above it. You will walk forward, untouchable by his past. Type Amen to get blessing 343. Even as you read this, an investigator is cross-checking financial records linked to his accounts. Transactions made at odd hours. Names used to hide illegal moves. And now it's all unraveling. The man who once felt invincible will now be overwhelmed by the weight of the truth. He will lose access to things he took for granted, bank accounts, properties, partnerships. One by one, doors will slam shut. This is not revenge. This is divine balance. And your only job now is to stay silent, stay graceful, and stay positioned. Let heaven finish what it started. Type Amen to get blessing 777. You are rising out of this with something deeper than victory, wisdom. You will no longer fall for charm that covers corruption. You will no longer tolerate smiles that carry secrets. This season has refined your discernment. He wasn't just removed from your life, he was exposed. And that exposure is making way for someone who is everything he pretended to be. Someone honest. Someone protective. Someone divine. The man who will be arrested was never your true counterpart. He was a test. And now, the real blessing is approaching. Be ready. Don't mistake it. Don't fear it. Just receive it. Type Amen to get blessing 919. This arrest will also silence the mockers. People who whispered behind your back, who entertained lies about you, will now sit in shame. They saw part of the picture but judged the whole frame. Now they will see the full truth. And they will remember your silence, your dignity, your strength. You will not need to speak a word, your peace will do the talking. Even your enemies will be forced to acknowledge, you were right, and you were righteous. They will watch you shine, not just because of what happened, but because of how you handled it. And that is a crown that no man can ever steal. Type Amen to get blessing 808. A new opportunity will come from this. Someone powerful will be moved by your story. They will offer you something meaningful, a platform, a position, or even a partnership. This is not charity. This is recognition. This is honor being restored where it was once stripped away. Heaven is bringing people to you who will treat you as you deserve to be treated. Walk through the doors, but remember the path. Let your humility remain. Because everything you are receiving now is a seed planted in faith and watered in suffering. And now, it's time for the harvest. Type Amen to get blessing 1001. Archangel Michael says, the arrest is only the beginning of your freedom. It will trigger a series of changes, legal, financial, emotional, that will set you up for the next decade of your life. The things he delayed for you, your home, your career, your joy, they are all coming back multiplied. Every day he stole from you will be returned with favor. Every tear you cried will be exchanged for moments of unimaginable peace. Let them talk. Let them watch. Because your silence has become your shield. And your faith has become your weapon. You are not just surviving anymore. You are ruling. Type Amen to get blessing 5555. Soon, you will stand in the same place where you once felt helpless, and you will feel power rise through your feet. You'll realize you're not just healed, you're transformed. You'll help others avoid the traps you once fell into. You'll lead with truth, not fear. And that will be your ministry, your reward, and your legacy. And this man, he will be remembered not for what he built, but for what he destroyed. And most importantly, for what he couldn't destroy, you. You are the evidence that darkness cannot outshine divine light. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. Stay alert. In the next few days, something unexpected will land in your inbox, mailbox, or doorstep. It might look small, but it holds major significance. It is tied to this arrest and your elevation. Accept it. Use it. Respond to it with discernment. Because it will be your next step in the story God is still writing. This isn't over. This is just the unraveling. And once it's done, you'll see everything clearly, without pain, without bitterness, without fear. Only grace. Only peace. Only victory. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20.